My son, before the iron horse ever cried in our land, the air around these creeks was thick with the scent of salt and mangrove. The Ikwere people lived by the water, their canoes sliding like spirits through Oroworokwo and Diobu. Fish smoked over slow fires. Children's laughter echoed across the river. It was quiet. It was ours. Then came the year 1912, when strangers arrived with measuring rods and rolled-up maps that looked like sleeping snakes. They said they had come to build a harbour. I remember standing barefoot at the edge of Diobu, watching the white men in their wide hats. They sweated under the sun while our elders folded their arms in silence. We want to build a port, they said, a place where ships can take coal from Enugu. Some welcomed them, others feared the loss of our land. But soon the digging began. Trees fell, the ground trembled. That was how the dream of Port Harcourt began to take root.
It was August 1913. Lord Lugard gave our newborn port a name, Port Harcourt, to honor Louis Vernon Harcourt, the Secretary of State for the Colonies. The Ikwere tongue struggled with the sound, but the name stuck like a colonial stamp on our river. By then, steel tracks already crawled toward Enugu, the first path for the coal that slept in the Udi Hills.
Ah, the railway. Men with pickaxes bent beneath the sun, hammering steel that glittered like snakes after rain. From Diobu to Enugu, the line stretched, bringing coal and sorrow. Many men fell sick, some never returned. But when the first train whistled at dawn in 1916, we all ran to sea. Smoke rose into the sky, carrying our sweat and hope together.
Soon the harbor was alive. Ships came from faraway lands, Liverpool, Cardiff, Hamburg, anchoring on the Bonny River. Voices mixed in the air, Ikwere, Ibibio, Yoruba, Hausa, and English. Warehouses rose near Marine Base. Coal dust painted our faces black. At night, lanterns glowed along Agri Road, and the ship's lights danced on the dark water. That was when the city found its heartbeat.
Then the Great War came in 1914. The harbor filled with soldiers, supplies, and the heavy smell of gun oil. The British used our port to fight their war in Cameroon. Our young men went as carriers. Many did not return. We learned the cost of another man's empire. Still the docks worked through the night. The train kept breathing smoke, and Port Harcourt became the engine that would not rest.
By the 1920s, Port Harcourt was no longer a child. The government reserved area, GRA, shone with neat lawns and flowers. We lived in Diobu, Rumuomasi, and Ogbunabali, where drums spoke and laughter rose from smoky kitchens. The market women ruled the day, their voices carrying over the clatter of trains and church bells. The city was alive, my son, alive and learning to run before it could walk. By the 1930s, the tide of change rolled in. New buildings rose along the waterfront, and King Jaja Street became our pride. Children went to school in polished shoes, but the old villages, Oroworokwo, Rumueme, Rumuibekwe, were swallowed by the expanding city. The creeks darkened with oil. Progress, they called it. But progress, my son, has two faces. One smiles, the other mourns. Then came 1956, the year of black gold. Word spread from Uloibiri that oil had been found in the delta. 2 years later, 1958, the refinery rose at Alessa Eleme. The port that once carried coal now shipped barrels of crude that shimmered like night water. Engines roared, lights burned brighter. Port Harcourt became the gate to a new age, rich, loud, unstoppable. Now, my son, I sit by the Bonny River and watch the ships glide by. Their horns echo across the same waters that once carried my father's canoe. The mangroves still whisper to those who listen. They remember the men with measuring rods, the sweat of laborers who laid the rails, and the coal dust that stained our hands. Port Harcourt stands tall today, but the river remembers. It remembers when the nights were full of stars and our dreams were carried on the tide.
Before we close the book tonight, let me whisper a glimpse of the next story. My son, they say the river never forgets. After the trains went silent, something dark began to move beneath the earth. A liquid shadow, a black diamond. No one knew it then, but that very diamond would soon ignite a fire in Port Harcourt, a fire that would never go out.
Hit the like button if you've learned something today. Hit the subscribe button to follow up on how this new discovery would change Port Harcourt. Leave a comment if you know what this new discovery is all about. See you on the next episode.